Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. Late May, getting ready for the summer. One of my favorite people, the guy who told me to start a podcast. This is a fact.
Yeah.
What is the name? Luis Gomez. I'm
Louis
kidding.
J. Gomez.
Louis J. Gomez.
Cocksucker.
I always have to say Luis Gomez.
I know.
Why is it so important, the J?
Well, I mean, look, at this point, it's not really important.
But
Not for you. Not
it's
for
your
you.
name. It's your
but
name.
if I didn't correct you, it would be
Right.
It would be weird.
It's a whole thing.
It's a thing. Yeah.
Paul
F. Tompkins. If you call Paul Tompkins,
he'll
Paul,
never be on this show. That'll never, ever come up in my life.
I understand.
Is Paul F. Tompkins on this show?
Yeah. No, it doesn't really. You know what it is, honestly? Why I use the J? Truthfully, it's because when I was a child and I was practicing my autograph, the loops of
Your signature.
Yeah, my autograph.
Okay. I love that you call it an autograph.
It was but I wasn't practicing my signature. I was practicing an autograph as a
that
kid.
you were going to one day give to people.
Yeah, I was going to one day, which is a weird thing because nobody asked for autographs.
I mean, nobody wants an autograph.
But the J looked so good. The Lewis.
It does look
J,
good. Yeah.
You know, very
No,
loopy.
my Instagram handle is Tim J. Dillon. There's something about a J that's nice. It puts that stop between the two words.
Donald J. Trump.
Donald J. Trump, Louis J. Gomez.
Tim J. Dillon. I get it. You know.
We're talking about a lot of things. Obviously, the economy's a horror.
Yeah.
And you have a child. You know how much things cost. Food.
Yeah. I try not to pay attention.
Of course.
Genuinely. Yeah.
You just don't pay attention.
I don't. If I were
I like that.
I'll drive myself fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Gas prices. If my life was dictated where I was walking around going, dude, these fucking gas prices.
Yeah.
Look, it sucks, and I know it drives the price up of everything, right? But at the same time, like, that's not the game I'm playing. I'm not driving down the gas prices.
Right.
So what's the point about caring
It's
about
a great point. You can't affect it.
Yeah.
But it's just a truism. It's out there.
Yeah.
It's out there. It's tough.
Of course. I only, you play your cards. That's what I say.
I agree.
Yeah.
You got to do what you can do out there. But you have a business. You're doing well.
I'm doing all right.
There's a lot of
I'm not doing fucking Tim Dillon well.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. Tim, you know what Tim did yesterday? He goes, I'm in his apartment, and he goes, he's like, I'm going to go buy a car. And I'm like, all right, that's cool, dude. And I was telling him about how Big J has a Jeep. And
yeah.
I was like, a Jeep's actually like under the radar,
like
fucking really dope.
A Wrangler.
So then he was like, yeah, I'm going to get a Jeep.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? I was like, oh, I was surprised. And he was
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, good for the money. I like it.
Yes.
And then he came back 2 hours later to bring me to the gym.
Yeah.
In a fucking Bentley.
Bentley Flying Spur.
And I was like, I thought you were getting a Jeep. He's like, I'm getting a fucking Jeep.
I left the apartment thinking about getting a Jeep. I did. But here's the reality. I didn't end up getting the Jeep. I had not slept. Here's a fair point.
Yeah.
I had not slept in 48 hours. I was all fucked up from Australia, from the jet lag.
Yeah.
When I got back. And I told him, I gave him a whole big speech about financial responsibility the night before, about how you have to save your money. Things don't last forever. And eventually we're probably going to have to live in a state like Florida, because it's less expensive to own property and the taxes are better. And I said, we just got to be smart about our money.
Of course.
I gave him a real big speech. And the next day I bought a Bentley.
And
yeah, I've always wanted this car.
Rolled off the lot, $30,000 just melts off of it immediately.
Well, sure.
That's, yeah.
Of course.
So.
But here's the other thing. Those cars do have a resale. A decent resale.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be somebody that wants that car. It's not going to be as much.
It's you know what's funny? It's just a car that I would never get that car. It's incredible. It's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
But I just feel like if I were to get that car, I would also need a driver. Like Ben should be driving you around.
Hey, by the way, agreed.
Yeah, it really should be.
Hey. Zero argument for me. Zero argument for me in that thing.
Me and Tim are in such different worlds, right? Like he pulled in. I thought we were going to his apartment before we were going to lunch yesterday. Yeah. And he pulls into the Beverly Hills Hotel. Yeah. And I started to take my bags out of the back thinking we're home. He was like, I don't live here, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. I was like, no. Well, it's we've been lucky because we have a friend who has a really, really big podcast, and he's had me on a bunch. And he's the most influential podcaster in the world, and his name's Tony Hinchcliffe. And by doing that show so many times, I was exposed to lots of people.
Yeah.
And I was able to get a big group of people listening. So we're happy about that. I also don't have kids. I'm not going to have kids. Yeah. I don't have a family. It allows me to kind of misbehave. For you to buy a Bentley instead of funding your kid's college is criminal.
Right.
It's criminal.
Of course.
But that's the freedom.
But it's also, you do those things.
Yeah.
Because, you feel fucking good. And that
nice.
Fuels something else. That inspires. That,
Sure.
So it's like, if you want to fucking have a Bentley, you're not going backwards now, Tim.
No.
And that is an investment into your own self-belief and your own sort of way of doing things. And I look at spending money as an investment. I take stupid vacations. I try to have nice things,
Right.
I'm classless. So when I say nice things, like I got an inflatable hot tub and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking killing it. Right.
Right.
I'm not a.
You have nice things people would get with Marlboro Miles. You know what I mean? Like nice things that would come out of a cigarette catalog. You'll get, like
those, a Marlboro leather jacket.
Yeah, you'll get a tent, one of those red tents they used to have. There's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful. These are beautiful things.
Dude, I would look at the Marlboro Miles catalog in awe, being like, wow, dude.
Yeah.
All of these things you could get.
None of it matters. The only thing that matters is friends and family.
Yeah.
Now, here's the difference, though. It is all of these things are inherently dumb. Anything you buy is kind of stupid, but it makes you feel good, and it's a nice thing. Yeah. And that's all it is, right? I mean, they don't change your life, but they give you maybe a little bit of joy in a world where you need every now and then you need a little joy.
I think worthwhile investments are your home, your car,
right?
Wherever you're spending a lot of time to yourself, thinking, quote unquote, meditating. We don't fucking meditate anymore, but when you're driving, you can't really be texting. I mean, I do,
right? Sure.
But when you're driving, like you're alone with your thoughts. You listen to music, but you're sort of thinking through your life and all that shit. And if you're in a fucking shitty car, you're gonna just feel like shit, in my opinion.
Yes,
I think it's.
I've been in a shitty car. I used to drive an Oldsmobile '88. Not even the year. That's the type of car. Yeah. And it would literally, like, when I would press the brake too hard, the car would shut off.
Yeah.
Like I've been in Mitsubishi Galant. I've been in old pieces of shit.
I would just buy. For years, the cheapest car at the used car dealership, like, and not like a used car dealership, like a certified pre-owned Toyota. Like, I'm talking about like a guy who bought this shitty
Bentley
cars.
Is certified pre-owned. This is certified pre-owned Bentley.
Good.
2018. Well, it's not brand new.
You don't have to tell people that.
Well, but here's the reality. It's no different than a 2021, or 2022. But people ask, my cunt friends.
Can you look up the differences between the 2022 and the 2018?
There's very few.
There's going to be a handful of them. But
there's not that many.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Bentley's not a high-tech car, meaning like it doesn't have like the runner lights. Like when you get in a Bentley, it doesn't, it's not like a new Beamer or a Mercedes where they have the pink and purple running lights.
Designed by a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, it looks kind of ethnic. It looks a little ethnic. The reality is this is more of an English gentleman's car.
It doesn't have a horn that goes beep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this isn't so they have some new stuff.
My Audi, like literally half the technology is being able to change the lighting panels and everything.
Right.
It really is, dude. That's all of the technology went into. I got a fucking white trim.
Some people like when they get in a car for it to be lit up and to feel like some type of carnival.
Yeah.
Because that's where they work, or that's where their good family memories are going to a free carnival.
It's a simple way.
Yeah.
They're treating people like morons. They're going, you like flashing lights, don't you?
Yeah.
And we do.
Yeah.
I love it.
For sure. I mean, there's nothing
if I want to, I could match my lighting scheme to my outfits. And that's they sold it to me that way. They looked at me when they're like, this Puerto Rican guy's going to love this feature.
Right.
And they said, they're like, you can match the lighting scheme every day to whatever outfit you're wearing. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, that's such a... So the new one is going to probably, I don't even know what these differences are. I mean, they both have a V8 engine, right?
Yeah, it's
I have a sport package, which they don't even make anymore, which is faster. My engines might be even better.
Wow.
And this is the 2018 right here, 4-liter V8.
The same shit.
Yeah, same shit.
I mean, you know, and again, if you go to the interior of the 2022, I mean, by the way, is this not a relatable segment? This is like the least relatable
of the 2018
segment. I mean, there are people, I have people watching this overdosing on heroin right now. But if you look at it, yeah, go to the next one, Ben. Go to the right
Can I tell you why it's relatable?
Yeah. Yeah, tell me why.
Because they they watched you, dude. I remember Tim once a month would ask me for an advance on his $600 a month podcast payout.
I would.
And like the 27th would hit and he's like, dude, I need the money. I need it in cash.
I know, and you'd give it to me.
I would.
I appreciate that.
It's fucking.
And then I would upload a photo an hour later at a steakhouse.
You fucking would. But
it's $75 steak.
Dude, it's inspiring for people to watch you. This is why people like you. That is fucking relatable. It's like you're not fucking gifted anything, dude. You've been hustling and grinding for a long time.
No, I've been. It's 12 years. Yeah, it's a long time.
It's a really long time, and I think people see it like they
I'm
look at it
37
like
now.
overnight.
The best years of my life are over, and they were poor.
Yeah.
Like the vast majority of my life. I would have rather have this money at 21.
Yeah.
Because you have more energy. It's cooler. That's why the LA people, now obviously I have more perspective now and blah, blah, blah. But the LA life that these TikTokers live is what's supposed to happen. You get famous at 18. You're famous until you're 25. And then you die at 27 or 28. Yeah. And because it doesn't get better. And you did it. And you were famous at the best time to be famous. You didn't work for it. You didn't know what it was. You had now we have perspective. It's, you know, but there's something nice about just getting a whole bunch of shit. You don't even know why you have it.
Yeah.
And all of it's just fun.
I don't even understand how I got laid when I was in my 20s. I was so poor and dirty. Like my body was dirty.
Well, what were you doing for work?
I was selling comedy club tickets.
Right.
When I first started in comedy, I was selling comedy club tickets.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I would just fucking be out there like I was a street kid, dude. I was like just a fucking like we'd smoke blunts in stairwells and drink 40s on stoops and fucking, and there'd be like women that I'd hook up and like I think back now I'm like how would any woman ever like I'm like a shitty comedian just not like how does a woman spread her legs for an unfunny comedian? That's a crazy thing. He's trying to be funny.
Many of them do.
It's a crazy
By the way,
thing.
many of them have big houses with unfunny comedians and live very well.
Oh, I'm very sure.
They do very well.
Yeah.
We were talking about people that don't have money that want to go on vacation. And we wanted to give a kind of a guide to people that don't have a lot that need to take their kids somewhere, because it's my belief that you got to go on a summer vacation, even if you don't leave your town. Like some people go on a staycation.
That's terrible.
It's sad.
That's garbage.
It's very hard.
You shouldn't do that.
Have you? But you've even seen that.
I was, I see that all the time. But I was cause we go on the road a lot, so we're in hotels, and you'll just see this happened last weekend in Providence. There's a family in the pool. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm going like, why would anybody visit Providence? Right. And then they were like, oh, we're from Newport. We're like 40 minutes away from here. We just like did a staycation. I look at this poor little 3-year-old and I wanted to kidnap him and just release him into the parking lot. That would be a better life.
Newport's a nicer area, so it's weird that they went to Providence. So what's going on is like the dad's into something weird, or the mom is. There's no reason you go from Newport to Providence for a staycation. Something's going on.
They wanted the pool. That was it.
There's pools in Newport. I don't know. Something's up.
They wanted to get out of town. I don't